go back into Deuteronomy chapter 28. Stop in verse 52. All right. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates. You see, besiege means like to surround with armed force. See, that's why Jerusalem going to be surrounded with armed force. That's going to happen again in the last days. It's happening in the first Babylon. It'll be the second Babylon in the last days. So it's going to happen again. Jerusalem will be going to captivity. It'll be surrounded by armed force. Surrounded with armed force. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fenced wall come down within, wherein thou trusted throughout all thy land, and he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God had given thee. See, it'll be besieged. I mean, to surround by armed force. That's what Jerusalem will be in the last days. That's what will happen too. That's why the Lord tell the people in Judea to flee to the mountain. When he talked about Matthew chapter 24 and in Mark chapter 13. You can go to like it happened in the first Babylon. You go to the First King chapter 25, Second King chapter 25 and verse 1. Second King chapter 25 and verse 1. It says, and it came to pass in the 9th year of his reign, in the 10th month, in the 10th day of the month, that Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came, he and all his hosts, against Jerusalem. See, he came against Jerusalem and pitched against it, and they built force against it round about. See, Jerusalem was surrounded by army. See, and this is what will happen again at the end time. It's not now, but it's coming. See, it's a lot of things have to be fulfilled yet. Verse 2 said, and the city was besieged until the 11th year of King Zedekiah. You see? And on the 9th day of the 4th month, the famine prevailed. See? The famine prevails. See, that's why it's going to be famine. See, starting now, like I said, with the coronavirus, everything will get worse. Then they're going to surround Jerusalem. They ain't going to be able to, nobody won't be able to get out of it. And they're going to eat their own children. All that will happen. Because it happened in the first Babylon. And prevailed in the city, and there was no bread for the people of the land. You see? There was no bread. See, they prevailed in the city. And there was no bread for the people of the land. See? It's like a blockade. It was siege. It was a blockade in Jerusalem for the city. All right, verse 53. It says, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body. See, you got to eat the children. You know, eat grown up, eat the children, family members, whatever. It says, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thy own body, the flesh of thy sons and of thy daughters, which the Lord thy God had given thee in the siege. Like I said, siege, like military blockade of a city. That's what siege is, like military blockade of a city. So Jerusalem is going to be blocked by military armed force. See, it's like what it said. I'm going to finish reading it. And in the straightness wherewith thy enemy shall distress thee. See, the enemy going to have them distress. You see, that's like you can go to, I think it's in Luke chapter 1, see what chapter 24, when Jerusalem going to be surrounded by, encamped by army. Yeah, it's in Luke, I think. Yeah, Luke chapter 21 and verse 20. See, as the Lord talking about the whole chapter, he's talking about the end time. Yeah. The disciple asked him when it going to be the sign of his coming. It's like in Matthew chapter 24 and Mark chapter 13 and Luke chapter 21. They're all the same. They explain some of the things different, but it's the same. Same thing of the end time with the Lord. They're trying to explain to them what's going to be happening. As verse 20 said, when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, you see, Jerusalem could be surrounded by army, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. See, that's what I've been trying to show you. See, Jerusalem could be compassed about with army, the same thing in the first Babylon. And they went into captivity, but this time it's only going to be 3.5 years. But the first time was 70 years in the first Babylon. God punishes people. You got to always remember that He punishes you for your sin. That's why we're getting punished now for the coronavirus. Nothing will go right for us. It could be a continuation like the coronavirus. Because of our sin. All right, back to Deuteronomy 28, verse 54. It said, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother and toward the wife of thy bosom, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave. So 55 says, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, who he shall eat. You see, he will not give, like I was saying, they're going to be eating their children. People are going to turn against each own family member. Wife going to be against their husband, their children, all that. Husband will be against their children, and eat up their children, all that. Wife, all that they're going to be doing. Because they're going to be in seas surrounded by army. They won't be able to get out. They won't be able to get no food or nothing. See, it'll be starvation. But God punish the people when they sin against God. Like I said, they promote all type of evil. Adultery, fornication, homosexuality, transgender, all that. Lying, corruption, all that. God punish for that. You got to understand how God do things. God tell you in His Word, and He will turn His face from us. And the famine, everything get worse and worse. Just like homosexuality, fornication, all that get worse and worse and worse. Be like in the days of Sodom and Gomorrah. God finally destroyed. See, God usually punished. All right. And verse 55, so that he will not give not give any of them of the flesh of his children who he shall eat, because he had nothing left. See, he ate it all for himself. And the siege, see, when Jerusalem was military blockade, see, they couldn't get out or nothing, couldn't get no food or nothing. And the straightness wherewith thy enemies shall distress thee in all thy gates. See, the enemies gonna distress thee in all thy gates. See, you won't be able to get out, like I said. Won't be able to get no food or nothing. And they're gonna turn against their own family or people. They're gonna be eating their children, women gonna be eating their children, husband, all that, just to try to stay alive, survive, because they ain't gonna have nothing to eat. People turn against one another when they get hungry. And when they get hungry, and hunger started, that's what happened. Just like it was in, I think it's in 2nd King. Yeah, I think it's 2nd King chapter 6. 2nd King chapter 6 and verse 28 and 29. See, and the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. See, that's what she told that woman, because they was hungry and they had no food. So verse 29 said, so we bore my son. So they said, so we bore my son, and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son, that we may eat him. And she had hid her son. She hid her son. She didn't want to give up her son. So she hid her son, because she didn't want her son to be eaten up like they did the other woman's son. See, and the family get bad, that's what people will do. They're going to be eating their children, like I was saying. Some of them going to be the wife, husband, may be they eat each other, whatever. See, this is what will happen. And people don't believe that it's going to happen. It happened in the first Babylon, it's going to happen again in the last Babylon. So it just started now, just the beginning. A nation rising against nation. The Lord said going to be famine, pestilence, earthquake, diverse places. Alrighty. See, they're going to eat their sons and daughters. And verse 56, I guess it'll be the last. And he says, the tender and delicate woman among you which would not adventure to set the sole of thy foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband in her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter. It's like I was telling you. They will eat their children. A woman or a wife could be against their husband. against her children. See, she's going to be want to eat them. Just like she will eat her children. See, she's going to be want to eat him there. And that's just how it is. And the family get real bad. People be trying to stay alive. You know, they can't get out, get no food or nothing. And they will turn against each other. They will eat each other. That's all I'm trying to show you, because it's happened before in the first Babylon. I think it's in Lamentation. Jeremiah explained, talked about that in Lamentation. Lamentation, yeah, chapter 4, somewhere in chapter 4. See, so Jeremiah talked about that in Lamentation, somewhere in chapter 4. But I found it somewhere one day. All right, chapter 4, verse 10. The hand of the pitiful women have slaughtered their own children. They were their meat, and the destruction of the daughter of my people. See, the children were their meat. See, the children were their meat. Like I was saying, children will be their meat. They'll be eating their children, the women. They try to stay alive. And people don't think that's what will happen, but that will happen. You know, that's what I'm trying to show you all. What going to become, what going to happen, what the Lord said what going to happen. In the last days, Jerusalem going to be surrounded by army. You know, like it was in the first Babylon. See, probably have diseases, all that, and famine, you know, because they won't be able to get out of that. It's like in the first Babylon. They tried to creep out by night, these men flee, but some Chaldean came after them. But that's what I wanted to bring to y'all today, you know, what will happen in the last days. Getting time, getting close. Jerusalem going to go into captivity. You know, it's going to happen all out of place, all around the world. It's going to be famines. You know, God do that to punish his people. You know, we sin against God, so God is punishing. We haven't seen nothing yet. See? That's why the Bible said, man, heart are filled and fulfilled for looking at those things coming up on the sea and the wave roaring. You know. All righty. Give me 57, I think, next time. I thank y'all, and may God bless y'all and give y'all wisdom and knowledge and understanding of his word. Thank you.